Hello, and we are back with just one of a video kind of series that I want to try out. This is kind of just a cosplay video series that I've been doing. Just ignore the bottom left. I've just put it on so I'm not getting like active chats all the time coming up in like clan alliance and recruiting and trading. Um, the kind of series I wanted to do was just actually making characters from TV shows.
I've been
And
thinking,
games and
operator.
whatnot.
I think you
Um,
want to know.
there's a lot of stuff that I've already tried and attempted. More so, this is kind of the one where I've kind of perfected, I think, it. I know I can get rid of the sigil and stuff like that, and um, my kind of emblems and stuff like that. But what I'll say with this is that you'll know there's a lot of stuff around me. We're not going to do like a um, kind of a ship tour. I'm just going to leave that till perhaps another video. We are going to go back into here and try and actually select a capture scene. There is actually a couple of things I've already been working on. So I have a pet at the moment that I've been leveling up. It's called Spike, and it's blue just like Spike from Cowboy Bebop, one of my favourite animations or animes, and um, yeah, it's just really good to have like the color scheme. This is kind of like the low tier of cosplay that I've been doing. This is just more so with characters and stuff like that. This is just more so like a color scheme to sync in with a name of being called Spike. We do have that companion slot as none at the moment, just because of we are doing fashion. Right off the bat, I was actually thinking of what weapons I could do. I have been just leveling these up based on a recommendation from someone in our alliance called Ray. I've just been like leveling up the weapons and stuff like that just to try out some builds. With Vault though, we are going with the Second Sister look from Star Wars. I know the Second Sister is a female character, and Vault, he's not a male character. He just takes on a male physique. Because obviously the Warframes are kind of like power shells, where there's not like a person or thing inside, which is kind of spoilers, but I guess with how long Warframe's been about, it's not too much of a spoiler. I won't go too much more into it. The kind of thing that I've been experimenting though with, I do have my Frost in a moment, so my boy, he's here. I was experimenting with a if you actually notice by the head here, a lot of people might pick it up if you're a Halo fan. Maybe perhaps me just off saying Halo, you know what it is already. I really do think the Tenogen artist for this skin did a really good job. And it resembles like the Elite look so much. Perhaps I'll save it for another video of actually perfecting this cosplay kind of set. But yeah, we'll carry on with Vault at the moment. If you don't know who Second Sister is, she's a character in Star Wars. More specifically, the Fallen Order. She has been in like the TV shows for the Clone Wars and stuff like that. But I think with the look of like a full helmet kind of character, it's actually achievable with this Vault helmet in particular. This helmet is called the Fails helmet, or Tails. I don't really know how they want to say it with it. I've kind of made it a more accessible build, so I didn't want the cost to be too high. So with a lot of the color schemes and stuff that I've got, they are quite basic. There is other operator skins that, character skins you can kind of demonstrate with. One of them being the Grax skin, which kind of has like a robe look that I really like. But I do think that fits more into like a Darth Maul cosplay, so perhaps I can look at that in the future. Just because it reminds me of like where he's got his robotic legs and stuff like that, that kind of outfit. There is some more cleaner ones. I kind of just ended up going with just the normal Vault Prime skin. The Immortal one's alright, it's got like a pattern, but we wanted to keep it a bit basic, so Proto skin looks very skinny. so that's why I didn't go with that skin. Just the regular Vault skin actually looks really good as well, just because you kind of clean out the back here. As with the Prime skin, you have a bit of an extra kind of trimmings and stuff. For the colours, I always do like a mixture of greys and blacks. So what you'll find is that if I do a pure black on this one, it will actually kind of make it pure black. But if you do like a grey, you get like a nice little shine on this kind of colour scheme set, the way they've designed it. It's the same with this as well, so I want little...
Operator. You will strike terror.
I wish orders would show up. You kind of get like a little design and stuff on the sides, the trimmings, I guess is the way to word it. And then just for like accents, I've just done like a classic saturated red, so you can see how basic this is. I could go into like other skin sets and stuff, but I found that some of these were a bit too vibrant for what I was looking for. And with a lot of scenes, you can manipulate the lighting as well to make the character pop a bit more anyway. So it's not like this is more like, for my purpose, I'm more like a capture kind of person with it. But if you are like running in game, I can see why it'd be a lot more important to you as well with that. Just as like kind of a comparison with the way I set up frames, I tend to do it as I will experiment with different armor all the time. This is another helmet that you could probably cosplay a lot of things with, just anything with like horns, so like a devil or anything. And then this one's just, the reason why I have this is because of the arcane helmet kind of build. And then I have like a fourth that I'm still trying to like, it's currently default at the moment, just because this kind of took my main priority place, and then I had to move around builds and stuff like that. So yeah, we're just going to go straight into it. I'm trying to think, so the attachments I've put as just Satin 6 all the way down. The Vengeful Ephemera, which I'm actually going to take off. Actually no, I'll keep it on. I think it'll be good for particle effects. I was kind of annoyed by the weapon choices for melee, just because I can't think of something that emits from both sides and kind of looks like, resembles like a lightsaber. I was trying quite hard, and I noticed there was staffs and stuff like that. So for this kind of purpose, I'm actually just going to run just the fashion itself. So I know straight away the first thing that a lot of people will think was like Wukong, his ult, being that he gets like a blade on either side, but we're actually just going to stay with this and go into capture now. So if you don't know how to go into capture, it's just open capture in the top right. I am playing on PS4, just because I would have invested in like a PC build, but the way I set up Warframe and stuff, I kind of started on PS4, and there's no way of like syncing across devices, so I'll be leaving like an entire community behind as well, which is probably the reason why I'll stay on PlayStation as well going forward. Okay, so we're going to go with the Satin 6 theme because of the Satin 6 armor and everything. The red theme of that layout. So capture also is really great to get the scenes right. What you'll notice with a lot of the builds that you can do, you can just what's the word? You can just with these builds just make sure that you're getting the right map when you're doing it. With red kind of themes, you want obviously a darker kind of background, so that's what we've gone for here. We don't want like a snow background because it wouldn't make too much sense just for capture purposes. You can work with it, but it's like with a frost, the go-to kind of place would be Vallis. Anything that has snow in it, any scene that has snow in it. So we're actually going to talk about gestures first. This is the first thing that a lot of people are probably curious about on how to make fashion kind of work. What you'll find is that if you do an emote, you'll see that the weapon that you currently are holding, it actually works with your frame. So if this is what you like, you can go ahead with that. So with like a shield kind of thing, it looks pretty cool if you were to say pause it now and then see, you know, it looks like I'm kind of holding the shield at a certain point. If we get like no clipping, so obviously we've got a clip there. So yeah, if we get it like that, might look pretty cool to a lot of people. but we're not going to go with that because we can't find like a weapon that really works with this frame. We're actually just going to go and get out of this first and go into the equipment wheel. And if you have it mapped as well, you can just select a codec scanner. I just did like a little test to like kind of line up, because if you go like that, you'll actually line up with the area that you're looking at. So we're just going to go like that and have the head held high. And then the first thing that I do straight away is actually go into the capture scene without doing anything. If I've got the position right, I think I've got it right, I'll go like this. And if you didn't know what I'm doing now, when you go into capture, you're actually on a freeze frame. So the best thing that I do is right trigger, and that speeds up the frame loop. Or obviously whatever console you're on or PC that you're on, that'll be a different method there. And I just keep this loop going until you get to an idle state. So your idle state, this is Baruch's idle state. So what you'll actually find is this is a really good fashion frame shot to have for a lot of characters. So yeah, you can see it did a jump there. And obviously if this had no cape on it, it looked like a pretty cool pose. But obviously with our character, we are wanting something that kind of does justice to a cape. So with Baruch, I've found that you've got like action poses very heavily invested in him. So we're actually just going to go like that, and I think that's quite good. And then when you go into the capture settings, the way I do a lot of stuff is I can take off depth of field if I want other stuff to be around as well, but what I tend to do is depth of field depth high up, just because I want everything to pop out that's close on the distance. So obviously if I do that at high, it'll pop out the background a bit more, but we'll just do it like really low. Exposure, you can mess around with exposure, we can go with a darker tone as well. Field of view, so field of view is actually quite good just for getting a bit of a closer shot. Look at character, I don't really use just because it locks in your kind of view. Create a text is usually quite good, but the font styles kind of ruin it, so I'd say probably just, if you have the setup, just do it in like Adobe Photoshop or something. The next thing is the free light setup. So the first thing that I do straight away is like do like a black color, just because with black it kind of washes out some of the colors, so you don't get kind of mixture of colors like you feel like you have to get loads of them. So I do like a red here, and what I'll actually do as well is just to showcase what it looks like. You can turn the scene light completely off and make like a really cool kind of like that. You'll see that the red hits the light here, and this is why the visor, what you'll notice in capture is that anything that you have will kind of still stand out and appear red. So you could have like a white frame but then have like a red color over it and it actually looked like it was red. Obviously you can't really see the black because it completely like blocks it out, the light completely. So sometimes I'll just go, right, okay, if I'm doing scene light off completely, I'll go into a white setting here and just turn up the brightness a bit. And you can actually just bring up that scene light again, or you can do a couple of experiments with rotation just to see if you can get like a perfect color like that. And I think that's a really kind of good place that we're at with the capture at the moment. Just because what you can see with this is you've kind of got the whole framing the photo and whatnot. I know there is a clipping thing at the bottom there with the cape, so we're going to try and get something like that. And this is the second pose, so with that this is like a power pose. So we can work with this as well. You can just rotate the camera around if you wanted like a portrait and wondering how people get portraits. You'd obviously just take a photo like that and go from there with it, but we're not going to do that at the moment. We're just going to go like this, and I'm not taking any screenshots because I am recording this, so that's why. Usually you just press the share button on PlayStation, or obviously press the middle button and save a screenshot on Xbox, or print screen on a PC. But yeah, this is pretty much just where I wanted to kind of do like a video tutorial, I guess, as well, how I do captures. And I know a lot of stuff can seem expensive, but the main thing to take from this is the blacks are from Smoke Colors, which is just one palette. The classic saturated is just from the red kind of, well, the red is from the classic saturated is what I meant to say there. So again, not really too expensive with color palettes. And then you also have just the cape. So the cape I'll actually go into when I come out of the lobby, because I forgot to showcase that before. And then just the helmet as well, which I think is priced at 105 plat. Most helmets are priced at 105 plat, and it's really great buying these helmets as well, because you do support communities as well with it, who are actually just making their own content, and you know, can get an income kind of thing, which is really great in this kind of time. We are just going to go back quickly to the Orbiter. You'll also notice from a ship there being black, red and gold. That's completely coincidental. Kind of edge theme, I guess, that I tend to do with a lot of stuff. I mix up stuff quite a lot. I've got to a point now where the Mastery 30 HUD on the ship there, I just like having that on with a Prime skin, because it does go well on other skin sets, but yeah. With how many decorations I have, you'll notice how slow everything loads in. So we are just going to take a bit of time here. I'm hoping this is a thing that's been altered on PS5 as well. Just because by the time I get one, hopefully it will be really smooth, this game. So yeah, the Sayadana was the last thing. So that was the Rapala Sayadana. And you can actually see the credits, so I'm just going to do here. Master Noob is the one that made this. And the helmet. Doesn't actually say anyone on it, does it? That's really weird, that. So you'll actually see that it's designed by other people here. So Reku, Faven. Oh, by Arsenal. Oh, okay. That really caught me off guard. So the person's name for this is Arsenal. So credit to them, kind of both, for like the Sayadana and then the helmet as well. Everything else kind of obtainable, so the whole armor set is Saturn 6. The reason why I go for this is because it really kind of beefs up Vault, and when you can get like a matching color scheme, it does really go quite well with the armor set. I always feel like you have to match it with the color that's around it as well, so obviously the body being here, if there was a pattern, I'd feel like I'd have to get this colored in red, just with the Immortal skin, just to go a bit better. But yeah, we'll leave this off here anyway. If you're just looking at these are just the raid kind of emblems. And I always use Prime sigils just because of the effects of them, which is just a nice way of supporting kind of thing. And then I black out the sigils on the back as well, so I do black, alpha down to 0, so it doesn't show up. Just like a little thing that I've always done, because I never really like having them on. I wish there was just a setting. I wish there was just kind of a setting where it just says, oh yeah, you can toggle this kind of school that you're working towards, or toggle this school that you're working towards, but it's just the way they've done it. Obviously you can experiment with other ones, so Harrow here is quite a good one for something sinister. If you're looking for like a cowboy look, I'd probably strongly recommend the Zato, which is just available with the bundle for Excalibur's Deluxe. And the newer Deluxe, not the original Proto Deluxe, because a lot of people forget that skin still exists. I think it's a really great skin, that one though. And yeah, there's just, I'd say the most kind of cost is actually more so the animations you want to spend, because there's still like a lot that I don't have like at all. And there's a lot that I could work with, like Zaku's one's pretty cool there. And yeah, the agile ones you can get to really work in capture quite a lot, but what you'll find is that if you're in like a game and then you're stood still like this at the end, it kind of doesn't look as good as being stood up, I think. That's just my opinion though. That's why I like everything that's kind of up and about. Obviously if we just type in Gorse here, what you'll find is the agile one as well. The agile one's really good as well for this. It's like a sprint flip one as well. So very good for like action poses and stuff. I think I said Baruch before. I didn't mean to say Baruch. So for the animation, sorry, Baruch's is really good. So Baruch's is like that. And this is kind of my go-to one at the moment, just because the poses as well. I always forget that with the fighting poses kind of things. I've been so used to doing Ghost Noble on a lot of them, but yeah, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thanks for watching. I'll probably carry this on with like a Halo Elite kind of fashion. So yeah, stay tuned for that as well.